Joy, if you would take a big step to your right. Alright, so the 4 heart breaths comes from a Tibetan Qigong. I've seen this done, I've watched it, and in the process of doing it and doing it and doing it wrong, I've learned how to do it correctly. Some things you learn from doing. So let me show you what it looks like. Basically, you extend your arms in front of you. Right, fingertips pointing towards the opposite wall in front of you. You'll inhale, open up your arms slightly. Very sharp inhale. You'll exhale. You'll inhale again sharply and open up some more. You'll do it again. You'll do it again. And then you exhale. This is what I was taught. Okay? So let's do that 3 times without any more instruction and see how it feels. Ready? How's it feel?
It feels good.
Feels good?
It feels like a rush to the head.
Okay. So this exercise actually has layers. I'm going to ask Joy to turn her right shoulder towards you. This just makes it a little easier, so I'm not reaching around. Now, the key to this exercise are the muscles on the shoulder blade, along the shoulder blade. So your rhomboid muscles, your teres minor major muscles, but basically the back side of the heart must be engaged. Right? So I'm going to teach you a little bit of internal muscular manipulation. So this is something you can do it incorrectly and it looks correct. Or you can do it correctly and it looks the same as if you're not doing it correctly. The difference is your structure will be impacted by the correct motion. Okay? So go ahead and reach your arm out straight. Right? So when you're doing these exercises and you're opening up like this, look at the back of Joy's shoulder blades, right? Now if I apply a little bit of pressure, go ahead and reach your fingertips out. If I apply a little bit of pressure, those muscles are stiff, right? I just apply a little bit of pressure and Joy's body is stiff, right? Now, what I'm going to do, go ahead and I'm going to show you how to do it correctly. So I'm going to reach out here and this is correct. So go ahead and give me some force. All right, give me some force. Give me some force. And it's a lot harder for her to get into me. If I just continue to do what I'm supposed to do, it gets harder for her to push. So I'm trying to talk to you normally while this is going on because it shouldn't borrow any lung energy. Okay? What's the difference between what Joy was doing? Go ahead and reach out. And I push in and her body folds. You see how her shoulders went back and the hips followed? So there's way too much pressure here, okay? So what I want to do is use these muscles, right, to stretch my body forward, okay? But let's just try that without me telling you how to do it, okay? So this is one simple exercise that can be done incorrectly and have no benefits or, sort of a head rush, which is you depriving yourself of oxygen, or it can have much deeper benefits, which is you oxygenating both your brain and your chest, okay? So go ahead and reach out, and just like I said, try to open up those muscles on the back. So this is what she did. Go ahead and go back to normal. Keep your arm out here, and then, yeah. So now go ahead and try to stretch those muscles. What she just did, which I don't know how much detail you'll see, is she stretched the shoulder forward, right? Now, does that change anything? Evidently, no, right? Do it again. So this is a straight arm without reaching. Go ahead and reach those muscles. Yeah, so she dropped the shoulder a little bit, right? How does your head feel when you do that?
It's tight.
Okay, so when I push on there, she's already under tension, okay? So this is not the type of elongated or externally stretched, internally bound energy that we want. So the same, I'm going to show you how to do it correctly, right? So go ahead and push, right? So she's pushing, and I'm doing this correctly, okay? You don't see my shoulder do any type of external rotation, movement, sinking. This is correct, okay? It's hard to keep your fingers pointed straight. Okay, so now I'm going to tell you what happened. What we did is take the tip of the pinky finger and act as if we're trying to press a button on a keyboard. So while my hand is out here, I'm reaching, even though it's probably my shortest finger, I'm trying to reach my pinky finger out beyond my middle. Okay, that makes sense? So I'm thinking my skin is touching something. So I'll go ahead and reach out. This is normal, right? And she's starting to do the pinky thing. Go ahead and reach the pinky out into my palm. And you'll see, reach out more, you'll see that not only is my force bouncing off of her, but what happened to your shoulder muscles? Just reach the pinky out without me. What happens to these muscles? What happens to your neck? What happens to your head?
Well, there's no tension, and it feels like the shoulder muscle loosened.
Can you feel the tingling across the hand? Can you feel the flow of whatever, nerves, blood, chi? Can you feel that into the finger as you reach the pinky? Does the finger tingle? Sometimes you'll feel that right away.
Not at the finger, but at the other parts of the arm.
So it feels full at least.
Yeah.
Okay. So we know that blood isn't being cut short. Even if you're not feeling the tingling feeling, which some people call the chi or movement of chi, you're still feeling the fullness, which is great. Okay. So when we're doing this exercise, you're reaching out from the pinky finger, not from the thumb side, not from the shoulder, not from the elbow, as we do in a lot of exercises in this program. So you're reaching out from the pinky fingers, and if you remember that, reach from the pinky fingers, you instantly become stronger, and I have to back up and regroup, okay?
Do I need to keep my pinky in line with the other fingers?
It doesn't need to be. I have seen people do what I call the dog mouth, like the shadow puppet dog mouth. It doesn't really matter, as long as your pinky is reaching forward and not down. So if it's reaching forward, think pinky, and you can't lose, right? And it feels a lot more elastic to you. Okay, so let's go back to the exercise. It seems like a simple thing, but if you do it right, it has a much deeper purging effect on the body. So let's reach out now with the pinky fingertip and feel what happens to the shoulder blades, right? Feel what happens to the head. And then third, feel what happens to the hips. Okay? Now let's do the 4 breaths, 4 hard breaths. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Now, clap. The sound we make is huh. Not ha. This is the way I was taught. Do ha. What happens when you make the sound ha? What does your chest do? Ha.
Ooh,
Contract.
That doesn't feel good.
Okay, so ha is not what we want. After we're holding our breath, basically. If you hold your breath, hold your breath, hold your breath, and contract it, you're not breathing. And that's not Qigong. So Qigong is the skill of breathing, right? So here we reach with the pinky finger, and we'll inhale, 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 and huh. Right? Do it again. Pinky. And still reaching the pinky when you huh. What do you notice about that huh sound? What's the difference now from doing this without instruction and doing this with instruction?
The constriction is not there. It seems like the breath goes down.
Is it a head rush or a chest rush?
It's more here.
Okay. That's how you know you're doing it wrong. If you're doing it wrong, your head goes too much breath getting stuck here. If you're doing it correctly, both your brain and your heart get oxygen. Okay? So there's a major artery that goes from the heart to the brain that you want to access by doing this exercise. You have a pulmonary artery and a pulmonary vein, so you're going to open. Do it again. Pinky. Now, can you do it in a deeper stance? Of course. You can open up into a double wide stance, and you can drop down the tailbone and pinky. Feels better?
Yeah.
Now you feel a lot more opening because now your femoral artery is open. So the way I like to do this set is in 3s. Okay? So we'll do this from Wuchi, which is legs together. We'll do 3 of these. Ready? Go. Do it again. Again. Okay, open up into a shoulder stance by opening up the feet outward. If you didn't see what I did, I opened up toes outward and then heels behind toes. Do it again. Take your time and wait before you do it again. Completely exhale. Okay, now we're going to open up again. You can even go wider than this if you want and sit Down in a nice 90 degrees almost. Roll back up to Wu Chi. When you're done with that, you're gonna click the teeth. Eight or 9 times. 8 at the end of the day, 9 at the beginning of the day. 8 is yin, 9 is yang. Yang is strengthening, yin is balancing. Okay? So this is the heart breath. Okay?